Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw. This is JayNap1 coming to you in our first event following up Money in the Bank, and we're starting it off in style with Seth Rollins making his way to the ring. Coming off of Money in the Bank, the reason you're watching Monday Night Raw tonight and not Monday Night SmackDown is because Ricochet, the one and only, came out on top in Money in the Bank, not only procuring himself a WWE World Heavyweight title opportunity at any moment of his choosing, but making sure that the flagship Monday Night Raw stays on the air. Also on Money in the Bank, we saw Kevin Owens defeat Dolph Ziggler in an absolutely brutal match to advance to the second round of the WWE World Heavyweight title tournament. What you're seeing now as Seth Rollins prepares to enter the ring is the second match of the first round of that tournament. His opponent, someone who came up just a bit short in the Money in the Bank match, the greatest luchador of all time, the greatest masked man of all time. This is the legendary Rey Mysterio Jr. Consummate professional. You know Rey is ready for this match. Seth Rollins, former champion himself. Not going to be an easy task for the veteran Rey Mysterio to move past him. However, we've seen Rey overcome incredible odds before, beating men like Kevin Nash, Scott Norton, super heavyweights. He doesn't see an obstacle in front of him as too big for him to conquer, and Seth Rollins opens with a leaping knee. Sliced bread from Seth Rollins. We see Rey Mysterio countering with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors into a neck crank. Rollins and Rey Mysterio very evenly matched in terms of skill here. Obviously, Seth Rollins has a size advantage, as we see the sling blade there. Rey is no stranger to being at a physical disadvantage. Incredible splash from Seth Rollins, gets a 2 count. Rey, lagging behind in this match, takes a big suplex from Rollins. And Rey, again, it looks like, just as in Money in the Bank, he may have reopened the same cut that he had in Money in the Bank there. You see a little bit of the blood seeping through the mask, and a top wrist lock by Seth Rollins, keeping Rey grounded, but Rey fighting back, right hands to the rib cage, gets himself free, but Rollins maintains control with a knee lift. And Rey with a rake of the eyes, you don't see that very often. Looks like a Yoshi tonic into a bulldog there. Now we're seeing some of that trademark speed, and Seth Rollins is in position. Rey off the ropes. There's the kick. 619, and Rey doesn't go for the splash, goes straight for the pin, and Rollins out quickly. Rey cannot believe it, and quite frankly, neither can I. Brutal side kick to Rey. Whip into the buckles, big leaping forearm, and Seth thinks it's over. Rollins up to the second rope, and there's that twisting, turning Phoenix splash. Ripcord knee lift, and that could be it. 1, 2, and Rey with his shoulder up. Standing moonsault from Rollins, digging deep into his repertoire. Schoolboy roll up and another straight side kick. Rey refuses to go down and stay down. Curb stomp. That has to do it. 1, 2, 2 and 7/8, 2 and 15/16. Unbelievable resiliency from Rey Mysterio. A third straight side kick from Rollins. A whip into the buckles, and Rey is running on fumes as he dodges the attack. Cannot capitalize, dropped across the top rope. If Rey is going to make a move, it has to be now. A second curb stomp. Rey against the ropes. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Seth Rollins ends the championship goals of Rey Mysterio Jr. for the time being, at least. A lot of big moves in that match. Ray took a lot of punishment, and quite honestly, it may have been the accumulation of damage from both Money in the Bank and what Seth Rollins was able to dish out on his own that caused Rey Mysterio to come up short here. But rest assured, we'll see more of Rey Mysterio Jr., but for now, Seth Rollins moves into the semifinals of the WWE World Title Tournament. We have 2 of our 4 semifinalists in place. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens shaping up to be a fantastic semifinal round as we look to crown our first WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and Triple H stalking out to the ring. This isn't what I was expecting from Vince. I was personally promised the keys to this company upon his departure, but he had to give the job to some guy who isn't man enough to show his face. Listen, whoever's behind this, I'm the face of this business. It's my...
Hello, Hunter. It appears we have unfinished business. You are the sole reason that I am up here doing this mundane job and not in the ring. You are the reason that Vince had to make price cuts. And you are the reason that so many talented guys aren't living their dream in the WWE. So let me tell you something. For as long as I'm in control of this brand, you will live the most frustrating days of your life, just as I've done years before.
Well, fans, we don't know who the anonymous Raw GM is or what his problem with Triple H is, but we do know who is making his way to the ring now. That music can mean only one thing. Jeff Hardy, look at that gear. Always innovating with not only his in-ring offense, but with the ring gear that we see from him. Jeff, a colorful personality, to say the very least, as he makes his way to the ring here. And Jeff is a guy that we've seen in WWE rings for decades now, consistently trying to achieve new heights, whether that is literally new heights from ladders and stages and whatever he can find to throw himself off of, or new heights in personal success. And he faces a young man here who is in much the same place that Jeff Hardy was all those years ago when he took on The Undertaker in that career-defining ladder match against The Undertaker. We see in Ali a young man who believes in himself, who has an exciting and electric in-ring style, who believes that he can go to the very top of this business and is ready to prove himself against the biggest names in the company. There's the bell, and we see Jeff open up with some big punches and an Irish whip, a forearm, and Jeff Hardy actually a little bigger than Ali. Jeff Hardy is not someone that's been used to having a size advantage in his career. Tornado DDT from Ali. Body slam from Jeff. Corkscrew leg drop. These guys present such an interesting matchup because they are very similar. They're not alike, but they are similar. Duck down. Up and over in the leapfrog cannonball clothesline from Jeff Hardy. A go behind from Ali into a release German suplex. And we're seeing the type of fast-paced action that we would expect from these two. And at this point in Jeff's career, I would think the longer and faster this match goes, the more of an advantage Ali will have. Jeff on top, maybe looking to end this. Big leg drop from the top rope. Jeff picks up Ali, doesn't go for the pin. Could be a mistake that comes back to haunt him. Into the twist of fate. Ali down, 1, 2, and Ali manages to get the shoulder up. You see Jeff going up top. That's a long way out for Ali. Big swanton out to the middle of the ring. 1, 2, and again Ali gets the shoulder up. Again, that same type of perseverance and resilience that put Jeff on the map being displayed by Ali here. Ali in the Tree of Woe. Step up and a big swinging drop kick to the chest of Ali. And it looks like Jeff's setting up to try to finish this off. Tilt-a-whirl slam reversed into a tornado DDT. Big chops by Ali moves Jeff Hardy up to the top rope. Thought maybe he was going for a superplex there, but no, goes with the top rope Hurricane Rana. And Ali scrambles into position, hooks the leg, but Jeff is out early. Waiting for Hardy to get up. Cannonball through the ropes into a leaping Hangman's neck breaker. Hooks the leg. And again, Hardy out early. Ali showing some frustration as he goes to the top rope. Turns his back. And a reverse 450 is met with knees to the stomach by Jeff Hardy. Incredible athleticism there. A second twist of fate as Jeff goes up to the top rope again. And a second big swanton. 1, 2, 3, and Jeff Hardy picks up the win, but a great showing for Ali. Something that'll pay dividends for him going forward. We see Cesaro in the ring. Sheamus. I have had enough of losing because you can't hold your own in the ring. Come out here now before I go and drag you here. We see Cesaro fake the punch, gets a flinch out of Sheamus before backing off. Certainly bad blood between the former members of the bar. And now we've got Team RKO, rated RKO, Edge and Randy Orton taking on the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Certainly an experience advantage on one side of the ring here. Big DDT from Edge. If the Street Profits could manage to pull off an upset here, it would create an incredible shockwave. Big boot from Edge. Edge and Orton, as you would expect, doing a fantastic job of cutting off the ring. And Edge with a brutal sleeper hold with the body scissors, trying to get the submission. Not really his marquee skills, but again, the float over reversal into the DDT. And a tag out to Randy Orton as Montez Ford is in a bad way here. Rated RKO, maybe between Orton and Edge, more individual world championships than any other team in history. They're also former tag team champions. There's no one with a wider mean streak than Randy Orton. There's no one more devious than Edge. These two, for as often as they have been friends and enemies, make a brilliant tag team. Finally, we get to see Angelo Dawkins in the ring, and he takes control of Randy Orton into an abdominal stretch. You know, anything can happen here. It's always possible to see the big upset come through, but quite frankly, it would be a monumental shock to see the Street Profits pull off a win here. And here we go, vintage Orton, Hangman's DDT. Pause, look around. Let him think about it before he drops, and then plants the head into the mat. Picture perfect technique. This has been about as one-sided of a tag team match as you could hope for. Big double backdrop. And at times it has felt like big implant DDT. Edge and Orton have been playing with the Street Profits. 1, 2, and a kick out. Still fighting, no matter what the odds may seem to be. But now Edge back in the corner, and you know what that probably means. Waiting for the turn, and a big spear. Orton leaps, RKO, crawl over, hook the leg, and a rope break saves the Street Profits. Orton nails the referee for, oh my goodness. Randy Orton, Fez press, and the ref, this match has to be thrown out. Randy Orton just absolutely assaulting the referee. Orton underneath the ring, and the Street Profits pick up the win by disqualification. Edge is screaming at Randy Orton, asking him what he's doing. Bo Dallas in the ring, frustrated. Certainly things in recent weeks and months. Come home, Bo. What in the world? Bo's had his struggles, and things haven't gone the way that we really anticipated, but come home, Bo. Who is... I mean, we know who it looked like. That's a mystery for another time as Drew McIntyre makes his way to the ring in another first round matchup of our WWE World Heavyweight title tournament. Once upon a time, Drew was known as the Chosen One. He's been an Intercontinental Champion. He's been a Tag Team Champion. He's been champion in other organizations. And now, standing in the ring, this massive Scottish bruiser has an opportunity to advance towards the WWE World Heavyweight title. He'll be squaring off against one of the most accomplished veterans in WWE history. We see the poses, we see the trombone, we see the bootios, we see the pancakes flying. And we know that Drew will be facing a member of the New Day, and one would think strategically that Big E would be the best option for the New Day to match power with power. McIntyre not impressed with the theatrics as we see that it is going to be Big E, and McIntyre opens up with a huge clothesline and follows it up with a Scottish lariat to the back of the neck. Big E double tough back with a bulldog, and McIntyre backs away to give himself an opening to hit that Thez press and unload with heavy right hands. McIntyre, as we see the pile driver there, McIntyre has a lot of solo championship experience. Big E certainly accomplished as a tag team wrestler, but that difference in solo championship experience may give McIntyre an edge in this tournament. Camel clutch backbreaker from Big E, and whoever comes out the winner in this match is going to know that they earned it. Ref goes down as McIntyre's taken up and over in a beautiful overhead belly-to-belly suplex. And Big E showing the power that makes him such a threat as he suplexes McIntyre effortlessly. Easy for me to say, folks. Putting the boots to McIntyre and working over that body, setting up for the big ending. McIntyre out to the floor, taking a walk. Xavier Woods coming over to meet him, doesn't get involved. Little shoulder bump there with Kofi, and even though they didn't get physically involved, probably the desired effect of forcing McIntyre back into the ring. But again, Thez press and big right hands from Drew McIntyre onto Big E. Running elbow drop and a cover. One. Big E out early. And Drew probably did not expect to win the match with that. He's just letting Big E know, hey, I'm constantly trying to put you away. Tree of Woe and a big boot to the midsection there. McIntyre is fired up. Big E out and right back in. Ducks a clothesline. Avoids the big right hand. Backbreaker. Backbreaker. There's no way that McIntyre is used to being manhandled like that as he's pulled to the middle of the ring. There's a big elbow drop from Big E. Everything he does is big. When you're the size and of the strength that he is, it's hard to do things in a small way. Double underhook DDT. Big E gets planted. Returns with a huge forearm. Off the ropes. Elevates for the splash. Goes for the cover. and McIntyre out early. See a little bit of blood there from Big E. Happened earlier on the pile driver. Hasn't slowed him down, but McIntyre reverses the flapjack into a DDT. And here we see a big, brutal power bomb. Folks, if you wanted to know what it looked like in ancient Rome to see two gladiators wear each other out, that's what you're seeing now. Two men, two powerhouses. There's no flipping, there's no flying, it's not fast-paced. But just like that huge lariat, everything is high impact as they fight for the opportunity to advance in the WWE World Heavyweight Title Tournament. Gut-wrench powerbomb from McIntyre. Up into a modified fireman's carry, down to the mat. Stalking. Is he lining up the Claymore? Big E is up. And there it is, the Claymore. McIntyre hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. McIntyre with a clean as a sheet pinfall win over Big E. Did the New Day make a poor choice? There's the Scottish kiss, a headbutt. We saw that earlier. There's that enormous splash from Big E. Could Xavier and Kofi have done more to help Big E here in the way of mind games, distractions? And as much as I don't want to advocate for interference, could they have gotten involved physically? Whether you believe so or not, the fact remains McIntyre has eliminated Big E. The New Day will focus on tag team competition once again, but McIntyre stands tall after surviving a difficult first round matchup. He moves ahead, and that brings us to the end of Monday Night Raw. We thank you for joining us. We hope to see you back again with us next week as the title tournament continues, as we hopefully get some answers about the anonymous Raw GM and what's up with Bo Dallas. For the entire crew here, my name is JayNap1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.